down to Cornwall, the seaway town. There's lots of activity going around, where they're digging big ditches and pulling up ground. Come on, all you people, to the seaway town.
Boy, people didn't want to move, I'll tell you. There was nobody supposed to be in our house while it was moving. Mother wouldn't get out. She just sat there in the rocking chair and they went back the road. She never left the house. Madeline Malone.
Memories will be lost. Our way of life will disappear. Moving, all the changes fill us with fear.
It is the largest construction project in the world. More earth and rock will be moved than in the building of the Suez Canal. Stretching over 300 kilometers from Lake Ontario to Montreal, the St. Lawrence Seaway is a moving force driving Canadian development.
I see young couples going down to the river, fishing. And I know there'll be a wedding soon. And I'm usually right. Charlie Black.
We only have one street, but the best people live here. One person's sorrow is everyone's sorrow, and one person's happiness is everyone's happiness. Katie Mullen.
With the increase of construction along the Seaway, village life is disrupted by the presence of workers.
As a young person, at 12, 13, it was excitement.
We'd never seen such equipment before, and we'd never met so many new people.
It was so exciting to see all these big house movers and trucks, but it was amazing. Our house was moved and set back on a new basement. My mother didn't move a dish.
I was all excited because I saw all these trucks around our place. And I said to Mom, "Oh, it's actually starting. Isn't this wonderful?" And she said, "If you think it's so great, come with me." And there was my father crying. They'd cut all the trees.
An atmosphere of high and low emotions hangs over the villages. The prospect of a new beginning excites some. Others are saddened by the realization that they are losing their homes. Whatever their feelings, they have no choice over their fate.
It was a time of progress, and we were caught up in it.
Every day there is a change. Houses are disappearing. Trees are disappearing. roads are disappearing. Our way of life is disappearing. Morris Shaver.
Houses were too big to move, so they had to destroy them, had to tear them down or burn them. Well, Delbert Plumidor we were out on the front yard of the school when they set his house on fire and burned it down. And I shall never forget Delbert crying his eyes out that day. And I really felt very sad for my friend to see his house burn down and to know that he would never go back to a house where he had some great memories.
They're tearing up streets and they're moving the roads. There's hydro men working and carrying big loads. They're coming in trailers, they're coming to this town. You're welcome, one and all, to the Seaway town.
Nobody wants to lose their villages. Generations of memories are here, they say. Who's profiting from our loss? Others ask. 2,000 people voice their frustration.
We fought for freedom during the war. Now, we're fighting for the freedom to live in our own homes. They've got no right to put us out. Clinton Ray.
To many, they are simply a thorn in the side of progress. The Seaway is going to be built, said American President Roosevelt, as sure as God made little apples.
The less you interfere, the better. If the Lord wanted it that way, He'd have made it that way. Evelyn MP.
It's been chaos. Negotiating with them, cutting fences, cutting trees, auction sales. I don't cry easily, but I sure have lately. Keitha Raymond.
You may boast of your mining and lumbering camps, but the men of this project will all be the champs. They're working a 24-hour a day in order to finish this mighty Seaway.
Long after the sounds of the rapids have been silenced, novelist Anne Michaels raises questions about the displacement of these sacred spaces.
Deconsecrated. God will no longer be worshipped in this place. Must flooded land be deconsecrated? Or can it still remain holy when covered in water? Sunday afternoons, the villagers would gather to watch the raging flames glow as the beloved homes would burn and go. Feel the blazing heat. Smell the town dying, the crackling in the wind. See the smoke-filled sky beneath the smoke-filled moon.
If you move his body, then you have to move the hill and the fields around him. You'll have to move the graves of his family and leave no one behind. I was to lie next to him on that hill for eternity. Can you move that promise? Georgiana Foyle, The Winter Vault.
I could shut my eyes some nights seeing this smoldering around the ground, and it's a very lonely feeling because you can never go back. If your house was moved, you can drive by it now later and say, well, gee, I did live in that house and all of that, but I can't, so.
If you could pull a plug out of the coffer dam down below and let the river flow as it flowed naturally before, I would love for each one of those people to be able to walk down, see the memory, and to see the foundations of those churches and see the foundations of the schools.
You can move a house, you can move a whole town, but what's left just doesn't move me somehow. Things might seem the same, and yet I believe it's still down there, underneath the water somewhere. They can move the soul of these towns.
Down to Cornwall, the seaway town, there's lots of activity going around, where they're digging big ditches and pulling up ground. Come on, all you people, to the seaway town. The thundering old rapids will soon disappear, where many a ship would not dare to go near, while torrent of water keeps turning about, will all fade away with the new seaway route.